Today we're checking out the AFE BladeRunner 2.5-inch hot charge pipe in black for the 2022 and newer Tundra, but excluding hybrids. If you're looking to improve airflow on your turbo setup and replace a more restrictive factory hot side charge pipe with something stronger and more performance-minded, this is a really solid option. This is built for the Tundra owner who wants better flow, better durability, and a setup that's more ready for added performance than just the stock pipe. This hot charge pipe is all about moving air efficiently, and that's why somebody would want a product like this on a turbocharged Tundra in the first place. This is gonna outflow that factory charge pipe by 17%, which helps increase airflow speed and improve engine performance. That's gonna make this a strong fit for somebody who wants that turbo system to breathe easier and respond a little better, especially if the truck already has some supporting mods, or you might get some later on. This is one of those upgrades that's gonna make more sense the more performance-minded your build becomes. There's also a lot of good details here that make it more attractive than just a basic stock replacement. This kit is going to use TIG welded 2.5-inch mandrel bent aluminum pipe. It comes with stainless steel smart seal clamps and 5-ply silicone couplings. All of that means it's not just a better pipe, it's also more flexible and more performance ready for somebody building a stronger forced induction setup and wanting room to grow. When it comes to the construction on this, you are getting a mandrel bent aluminum hot charge pipe like I mentioned. That's gonna have TIG welded construction and a wrinkle black powder coat finish. The aluminum build is gonna be a huge plus here because it gives you better durability and a more premium feel than a basic stock pipe, while the powder coat is gonna help reinforce that rust and corrosion protection for a long service life. Now, as far as the pricing goes on this, it's coming in right in the $500 price range. That definitely puts it above a basic stock style replacement, but it makes sense because you're getting a performance-oriented aluminum material charge pipe with better airflow, quality clamps and couplings, and the added sensor or injection port flexibility built right in. When it comes to the install on this one, it's gonna get rated a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you can have this job done in just 1 hour of your time. So let's head on out to the shop. We're gonna give you a detailed walkthrough of exactly how this install process goes.
For this install, you need a ratchet, a 10 and an 8mm socket, a 3/16 size Allen socket, a T27 Torx socket, a trim clip removal tool, various extensions, and a pair of pliers. Today we're going to be installing hot charge pipes on our Tundra. First thing we're going to do is disconnect our sensor. You want to pinch on the end and pull back. After that, you want to locate the clip that is attaching your sensor wire to the air box. We're going to remove it with a trim clip removal tool. Now that we've done that, we want to loosen our second hose clamp closest to the throttle body. We're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. After we've done that, we can remove our airbox from the truck. After we've removed our airbox on this side, repeat the same process on the other side. Next, we're going to remove our engine cover. After that, we want to disconnect our map sensor. To do this, you want to pinch where my thumb is on the connector and pull back. After that, we want to disconnect our electric fan. To remove the connector, you put your thumb right here, where I'm pointing on the connector, and pull back. Then we want to disconnect our coolant temperature sensor. You want to grab the sensor, pinch, and pull up. After that, we want to remove our support brace for our wires. You have 2 bolts. To remove them, we're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Next, we want to disconnect our VVTi solenoid. You want to pinch on the top of the connector and pull back. And then we want to disconnect our blow-off valve. To remove our connector, we want to pinch on this part of the clip and pull back. Next, we want to disconnect our hose from our blow-off valve. We're going to take a pair of pliers, pinch down on the hose clamp, pull back, and then pull off the hose. From there, we want to remove our bolt that is attaching our support bracket to our hot charge pipes. To remove it, we're going to be using a 8mm socket and a ratchet. Now that you've completed that, we want to loosen our hose clamp on the hot intake charge pipe. We're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Then we want to remove our hose clamp at the bottom of the hot charge pipe. We're going to be using a 10mm socket and a very long extension, as well as a ratchet. Now we can remove our hot charge pipe. With this side removed, repeat the same process on the other side. Next, we need to remove our blow-off valve from our old charge pipe and install it onto our new one. To do this, we're going to be using a T27 torque socket, and we have 3 bolts that hold on our blow-off valve. Next, we have to install our silicone couplers. We have 2 per side and a total of 4 hose clamps. First, we're going to install our upper one. We want to take a hose clamp, slide it over this end, put it on our charge pipe, and then tighten it down with a 8mm socket and a ratchet. For all the hose clamps on this install, it's going to be an 8mm socket and a ratchet. With this charge pipe assembled, repeat the same process on the other side. Now that we have the majority of this installed, we have to install our hex plugs into this port here. This is only if you are not going to run methanol injection. So since we're not doing that on this truck, we're going to be inserting our hex plugs. To tighten down our hex plug, we're going to be using a 3/16 size Allen socket and a ratchet. With this charge pipe completely assembled, repeat the same process for the other charge pipe. Now it's time to install our hot charge pipe. We're going to insert this one the same way we took the other one out. So we want to make sure the upper silicone coupler is connected to our intercooler and the lower one is connected to our inlet. Also make sure you have hose clamps on both ends. With our hot charge pipe installed, we want to tighten down our upper hose clamp. We're going to be using a 8mm socket and a ratchet. And next, you want to tighten your lower hose clamp on the hot charge pipe. We're going to be using an 8mm socket, socket extension, and a ratchet. Next, we want to plug our blow-off valve back in. Then we want to reconnect our blow-off valve hose to our blow-off valve. From there, you want to grab some pliers, pinch this hose clamp, and move it to here. Next, we want to reinstall our hot charge pipe bracket bolt. We're going to be using an 8mm socket and a ratchet. With our charge pipe installed on the driver's side, repeat the same process on the passenger side. Now that you've completed that, we want to plug our VVT solenoid back in. From there, we want to bolt our support brace back in. We're going to be using our old hardware we took out. To bolt these down, we're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Next, we want to plug our map sensor back in. Next, we need to plug in our coolant temperature sensor. Next, we're going to install our air intake. We want to attach this part of the intake tube to the inlet tube. We're going to slide it in there and connect it. From there, we want to tighten down our hose clamp, connecting our hose to our air intake inlet. We're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Once you've done that, we want to re-plug in our air intake temperature sensor. You want to connect your clip under the sensor and then clip your air intake temperature sensor back in. Now that you've installed your air box on this side, repeat the same process on the other side. Lastly, we want to reinstall our engine cover. Alrighty, that about wraps up this review and install of the AFE BladeRunner 2.5-inch hot charge pipe in black for a 2022 and up Tundra, excluding the hybrid. Thank you for watching, and remember, for everything Tundra, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.